you hit it on the head. We didn't start the game properly. We didn't start the game with the right mindset, and that's on me. I didn't have the team ready to come out and compete and play the way that we have. They responded in the second half. We played better, but too little, too late. You got to play a full 40-minute game. Defense got tighter for both teams. Both teams had a hard time scoring, but that game was decided in the first half. We waited too long, and that's on me.
In hindsight, how big was it to have at least Corey going the way that he was in the first half?
Corey kept us in the game with his offense for a while, but we let go. We didn't defend properly. In the first quarter, we were okay. Second quarter, our defense got a little off, but then we responded in the second half. I'll give our guys credit. They answered the challenge. Like I said, we waited too long, and the NBA is a long game. We made a good comeback, but we didn't start with the proper way.
Brian, why do you take credit for that?
Because it's me. I'm the leader of the team. It's my group. I'm always going to take responsibility not having us ready to go. We need to be better than that, and I need to be better than that.
To what do you attribute the 19 turnovers?
Playing in crowds, not sharing the ball as much as we would have liked, over-penetrating, missing some open passes. I think some of them were well-intentioned, some we just kind of threw, not in the direction of our teammates. Sometimes it went to the opponent. But I think we over-penetrated.
Coach, when Kyle and Jordan struggle to get going from the field like they did tonight, how does that change just the entire makeup of the game?
Guys are going to have good shooting nights. They're going to have bad shooting nights. That shouldn't affect how you play the game. We battled back without having a good shooting night. We ended up shooting, 27% from three from guys who shoot usually really well. I believe those guys will come back and shoot the ball well. So the credit to our team to battle through that and show some toughness to battle through some adversity and make it a fourth quarter game. But like I said, we didn't have the proper disposition, and that's on me to start the game.
I know that playing fast is something the team prides themselves on, and playing with pace, and I think 4 fast break points tonight. Is that something now, like in light of just 4 fast break points, you're going to hammer extra hard going into Miami on Sunday?
We always want to defend and rebound and play with pace. I thought in the first half we actually played decently fast, and we just didn't make great decisions in transition. And then second half, they made some plays at the rim in transition. But yeah, we didn't come out and share the ball as much as we would have liked and get to the proper spacing.
Corey, what was it like trying to get the offense going for the team overall tonight?
Yeah, we were stuck in the mud and kind of spinning our wheels a little bit in the first half. Got away from a lot of things that did us or were good for us the last couple of games. And by the time we kind of snapped into it and started playing a little bit more like ourselves, the lead was pretty big. So it's all about the way we approach these games. And if you're not ready to play when the ball goes up, any team in the league can beat anybody. And we don't have enough wins. We're not good enough to come to games not ready to play.
Coach said that you kind of kept the team in the game in the first half. What's that like when you have the hot hand, but the team overall is trying to get it going?
I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? It's easy, and it's a mentally weak person would get really frustrated in that situation. And it's natural, it's human nature, especially when you are feeling it. But, at the end of the day, we were down 20 at the end of the half. So, if the shots went in the first half, that's great. But it was all about what we needed to do collectively in order to get back in this game. And we did a really good job of that for 20 minutes of that second half.
Corey, Brian pretty much took all the credit and said he didn't prepare you guys correctly and get you in the right disposition. What do you feel like it was at the beginning of the game? And is that kind of usual from him to just step up and be like, no, that's
yeah, I mean, that is usual of him. He takes every blame and deflects every praise. That's who he is. That's the kind of coach he is and the person he is. But, I mean, in reality, we're the ones that go play. And we're the ones that win and lose games. And that's kind of the reality of what it is to me. And, we lost that game tonight, and we weren't prepared and we weren't ready, and we didn't put our best foot forward at all. And that's not what we've been building, and that's not how we've played the last 2 weeks. It's been really positive the last 2 weeks, and this is a step back for sure.
I understand you guys would never use this excuse, but have been playing with so many injuries, so you're relying on fewer guys. You played an overtime game last night, and now you're fighting. How much harder is it to kind of climb out of that hole in a second half of the game with what I assume is less energy than you would normally have?
Yeah, I mean it is hard, but like that's a mental hurdle you have to get over. Everybody's fatigued, everybody's banged up. It's the end of the season. Guys are playing, guys aren't playing. Like that is like the most, like one of the biggest mental challenges in the NBA is just to fight fatigue. Whether you're game 2 or you're game 82. And when you give into fatigue and you give into a schedule or injuries or whatever the season throws at you, losses pile up quickly. And we just didn't. I mean, it felt like we kind of, as a group, like fell into every excuse possible.
Corey, when you and your teammates and your coach assess the team's performance, like in the first half, how do you determine whether it was simply missing shots or not playing the way to which you guys have started to become accustomed?
Yeah, that's a good question. And it takes a trained eye as far as basketball goes to see the difference. It's a feel thing. It really is. And when you're out there and when you are watching the game, you can feel the difference. We did have a lot of good shots at the beginning of the game. We missed a lot of really good opportunities, and that's true. But the energy that we played with and the spirit that we had and the lack of joy that we had for a majority of that first half, I would argue caused us to miss those shots. Energy is a real thing in basketball, and when we let missed shots affect our defense, and bad defense affect our frustration on offense, like those things all go hand in hand and tie in together. And while we did miss shots and while we did get open looks, I would argue that like that energy kind of plays off of each other, and we just didn't bring it tonight. And I don't think we didn't have that edge to start the game. And when you don't have that edge, you're not ready to play, then the ball tends to rim out instead of rim in, if that makes sense.
Corey, 8 games left this season. What's the biggest thing the team can learn, take away in these final games?
Yeah, I mean, every game is valuable, and each game that we play is an opportunity to grow and to get better and to put our best foot forward. And it's a blessing to play in the NBA. It's an awesome it's an awesome job, and I love it, and we all love it, and that's why we're here. And so to come to a game and not be ready to go, especially with so few left before we have a long off season, is a shame. And it's hard to stomach that when you realize the kind of opportunity that we missed tonight. And when win or lose, like if you compete and you compete at the highest level and you give respect to the game, like that's what really matters, especially when we're trying to build this thing the way we're trying to. That is the most important thing.
Yes.
Deni, how would you describe the effort on offense tonight, trying to get things going, but obviously it wasn't easy?
Well, some nights it's not going to be easy. We expect that. What can I say? We stick with it. The ball didn't really go in today. Fine parts of the game. Feel like we did pick it up in the second half, and I feel like if we played like we played in the second half, the whole game we would have won by 20. But we woke up a little late. Came down to the wire. We missed a couple of shots, and the game ran away. But we got to pick ourselves up. We got 8 more games to finish strong as much as we can. And we got to learn from this game like any other game.
Anything you can pinpoint as to why you guys woke up late, as you said?
I don't know, honestly. Maybe players at halftime drank some coffee, woke up. I don't know. We all kind of just picked it up in the second half. No specific reason. I don't know why. it's not the first time it happened to us. But other than that, I have no other explanation.
Deni, here after the game, Brian Keefe's comments were similar to the ones he made after you guys lost in Memphis. And he said it was his fault that the team didn't come out to play well. When you hear that your coach is placing all the blame on himself, what's your reaction to something like that?
I have a lot of respect for that. Because, you know, I really appreciate he's taking the blame, but it's all of us. We are a unit. Obviously, he's the head of the unit, but it's we all together. We all one group, and it's on every single one of each other. We all got to do a better job, but him taking the responsibility is dearly appreciated. So can't really say anything about it.
Deni, 8 games left this season. What do you think the biggest thing can be for the team to learn, to take away from these last few games?
Moments like these tonight. I feel like when the game is a little scrappy, we don't really open the game really good. The ball doesn't go in, but we manage to find plays and collectively play good defense to come back to the game. I feel like we did it tonight, and hopefully it just carries over. Like, that's about it.